Just think about this. Close your eyes, unless you're driving and listening on radio. Let's close our eyes. Close our eyes. Think about Magic Johnson. You can see the smile. Think about Michael. You can see that cocky grin. Think about LeBron. You can see the imagery. Pre-game, chalk. You can close your eyes and there's images with stars. Close your eyes now and do it with Tatum. I don't see anything. 26 a night? I don't see anything.
I'm going to have a lot of fun with this video because it is time to talk about the greatest get back in all of ReZero, the downfall of Regulus Diddy. The freaky frog of the Archbishops was terrorizing the ReZero universe. Remember what he did to Cruz? Unnecessary. Ever since that moment, she's been facing fraud allegations, and I blame Regulus. Every time he is on screen, I suffer. Because with how Regulus was moving during the first part of season 3 had me feeling like I needed to take action myself. Let me remind y'all how freaked out Regulus was. This man kidnapped Emilia, and the second she woke up, there was no introduction or pretending as if he cared about her well-being. Straight to the point asking if she was a virgin. We need to hang this nigga by the ballsack. What allowed this man to believe this type of shot was okay? Honestly though, the more I think about it, Regulus is the same breed as DJ Academic, so the math adds up. Regulus was so gooned out that Emilia, not knowing what a virgin was, had this man reaching enlightenment, that to him this was the ideal woman, a new way of thinking. Then this loser's other wife appears and he's not even calling her by name. He calls her number 184. This is the type of greed that is talked about in the Bible. How greedy do you have to be to have over 100 wives in your lifetime? Not a lick of shame. This man thinks women are Pokemon, simply delusional, and I mean that because after this encounter, he's already decided that Emilia is his wife, bro. This is the first character in the series where I see them, and the first thought that enters my mind is, yeah, the author based him off Heavenly Controller, thinking he's a harem protagonist. I think I cracked the code on Regulus. Even Emilia starts to realize how freaked out Regulus is. Got his wives working like slaves to set up the venue for his wedding with Emilia. No freedom, no passion, just slavery. This is the definition of dark goons, the unethical version of Rent-A-Row from 100 Girlfriends. It's not even like he treats them right either. Dude was ready to blow one of his wife's brains out just because Emilia was tired. Making a pimp named Slickback look like a saint is nasty work. Then when you think Regulus can't sink any lower as a person, the wedding day arrives where he's got one more in him. The man had the audacity to tell Emilia that once they get married, she is not allowed to smile anymore. Further yet, not show any emotions at all. He might as well just marry a sex doll at this point because this is unprecedented levels of misogyny, the incel community's greatest soldier. So after acknowledging Regulus for the incel that he is, Emilia stood on business and told Regulus he will never be a real nigga. That spot is reserved for her one and only knight, the LeBron of ReZero, Subaru. Thankfully, before Regulus catches a body, a door goes flying and smashes into this fool. The MVPs of this arc, Reinhard and Subaru, crash their wedding. I have massive respect for people that crash weddings. It is our duty as a society to stop people from making bad life decisions. Just like when Donnie crashed Todd's wedding and dropped the truth nuke that his fiance was on that Alabama timing. The second Reinhard sees Regulus, he's already taken the piss, telling him that his sword can only be used against an opponent it deems worthy, meaning that Reinhard is going to send him to hell without going full power. Even the sword is calling Regulus soft. Got Subaru clenching his gut in the background because Regulus just got the equivalent of 10 laugh reacts in the group chat slapped on his dome. Regulus kicks the ground and sends debris flying at them. Reinhard is elite with the weaves though as he grabs Subaru and rushes towards Regulus. You can tell this man was scared of the smoke because he's already using hostages to save his ass. His wives already know how grimy he moves because you see the lifelessness in their eyes. It's just a regular Tuesday. Then after holding Emilia captive, Regulus makes a bet with Reinhard. If you can withstand one strong wind, nigga, I'll let them go free of charge. Now obviously Reinhard must have watched Kakaguri because he was ready to gamble. Reinhard, are you smoking chicken bones? He's going to smoke you. Relax, little bro. The parlay is about to hit. Might even throw something on the grill. So Regulus hits Reinhard with the strong cleave and it's looking like he's about to parallel Kashimo. Thankfully Gege doesn't have the pen as Reinhard revives to remind Regulus that shit ain't sweet. Unfortunately, Regulus isn't like Mark and understands what being invincible means because no attacks seem to be damaging him. So Subaru says we gotta put Regulus in the lab and see what attacks can take his life. Reinhard's speed blitzes this clown and from here on it's where the Team Rocket parallels begin. Reinhard just goes around using Regulus like a goddamn soccer ball, throws him into the lake, and that's when Emilia comes in with the nice assist to pierce him with a gigantic ice pillar. But this man continues to tank the attack. It's getting ridiculous at this point. He even catches Reinhard lacking and now it's only Emilia and Subaru left to stop him. At this point, Regulus was feeling himself like crazy, calling himself the ultimate life form like he's perfect cell. Emilia's like, nah, you're just a fraud, a bum even. Everything about you is fake. And that's when she realized that she hates this clown with every fiber of her being.
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire!
Regulus is the type of guy who can't handle rejection well, so he picks up a massive amount of water from the lake and throws it at them like a projectile. But Emilia and Subaru know Ultra Instinct because they dodge that with ease, barely an inconvenience to them, because these two just decide to go on a skating date in the middle of the battlefield. Regulus then tries to aura farm by casually walking on the ice, but in comparison to what Emilia does, it looks pale in comparison. Shorty whipped out the twin blades and brought the hammer down on his balls, real hater. Regulus is so stunned that he crashes into the bridge and falls into the lake like a Looney Tunes character. Aura lost so bad his non-existent kids would have gone into ore debt. But before Regulus can get back at them, that's when Subaru finally puts the puzzle pieces together like Isagi and figures out how to cook Regulus. Tells Reinhard to check if Regulus' heart is beating, which was an easy task because Regulus has to be the worst fighter we've seen in the series. The man is always leaving himself open for a counterattack. But for the price of this confirmation, Reinhard gets yeeted to the moon. So Subaru does what he does best in this situation and starts trolling Regulus. As a special grade troll myself, I had a smile on my face using Subaru's game here. A magnificent display of making his victim bite the bait. Subaru even goes so far to set the stage where he can stand above Regulus on the high ground and tell him that he found the leaked screenshots. They about to clown you like EDP on the timeline for this. But Regulus still thinks Subaru's capping, so he lets the yapping continue, only to realize that Subaru never plays when it comes to leaking info. Got that shit right with 100% accuracy. From here on is where the downfall of Regulus begins, because this bozo was stupid enough to let Subaru stall him until Emilia could figure out how to stop the effects of Little King. So Emilia pulls up to the chapel to tell Regulus' wives that they need to lock in so that they can kill the reincarnation of Diddy. They're like, damn, we secretly hated him anyways. Do what you need to do to make him suffer. One of the girls even said that not even a man would be into Regulus. Worst PR of all time. Then they realize that Regulus has been sharing hearts with anyone he views as his wife. So in order to stop him, the girls are gonna have to off themselves. But Emilia said this ain't a comic a kill. Only happy endings around here, so she freezes them to stop their hearts for the time being. Going back to Subaru, he's doing a fantastic job at trolling Regulus until Emilia appears ready to make Regulus bite the curb. However, Regulus has some last trick up his sleeve. He made sure to leave one of his tumors inside Emilia, so unless she offs herself, Regulus will remain invincible. At this point, everything was looking cooked, but Subaru is a master tactician and activates his authority of sloth to crush Regulus' backup plan, indirectly completing Guse's mission. Took the man over 100 years, but game is game. Now, with the cheat code gone, Emilia and Subaru can start caving Regulus' head in, and that is exactly what they do. Emilia wasted no time kicking this fool in the face. Then she whips out another ice hammer and starts playing whack-a-mole with Regulus. This has to be one of the worst beatings in all of ReZero. She made sure to hit bro for each one of his wives. Imagine your dome getting rearranged 53 times. I thought this was JoJo's part 5 for a moment. Now, one thing I don't see people talking about enough is Emilia's stance after she gave Regulus them hands. Peep the glorious form of this woman. She did not have to do all of that. Emilia might have gone to the Piccolo school of oral farming, but after rocking Regulus' dome 53 times, Emilia's on that crash out timing and summons 10 ice spears to rearrange his guts. Pure queen behavior. Unfortunately, Regulus survives because he stopped his heart in order to tank the attack, but all this is doing is delaying the inevitable. So little bro thinks that ranting and complaining that he got jumped will solve the problem. Emilia was so real for taking the piss and calling this nigga the most pathetic person in the world, because that is who Regulus is. No matter how big your bag is, how many hoes you got in your roster, if you are a loser, you will remain a loser. The truth of life. So after Regulus' yap sesh, Subaru gets one last troll in on him, saying that he will accept Regulus' 1v1, only for Reinhard to appear and have this man blasting off away for the final time. The L was so bad his wives were laughing and pissing on his grave. Regulus is even crawling up into a ball at this point, couldn't even take the defeat like a man. Pathetic. So Reinhard puts this man out of his misery and launches him into the 9th layer of hell. I lied, by the way. He was not put out of his misery, because the way his ability works in being underwater, Regulus was going through a constant loop of unimaginable pain that would not be able to stop his inevitable death. I had a smile on my face because this low-key wasn't enough. He deserved to suffer more. After all that talk, when the pole was up, he floated like a lawn chair. Regulus, you will not be missed. Now, all that's left is for everyone else to lock in against their matchups. The streets are begging for the downfall of more archbishops.
I don't need it.
Now, if you're someone that stuck around to the end of the video, the honey will be poured on you. If you want to talk to me about anime related topics, check out my Discord server and follow me on Twitter. Also consider becoming a channel member, another way to support me, and I support you back with shoutouts and videos, early access to new uploads, custom emotes, and members only content depending on what level of membership you decide to choose. On this channel, I discuss whether something deserves a W or an L, so if you're someone that enjoys content that keeps it real, consider subscribing to change this channel from local to global. Now, I gotta get back in the kitchen to cook. Peace.